In October 1871, this entire city, every street you're about to see, burned to the ground in just 36 hours. Its answer? It invented the skyscraper. I'm Mira. Let's go stand in the fire. This is Chicago, home of deep dish pizza, the blues, and a skyline so confident it practically struts along the shore of Lake Michigan. Stand on the Riverwalk, and steel and glass rise around you like a canyon. Architects make pilgrimages here. This city practically wrote the rulebook for how modern cities look. But here's the thing, most visitors never notice. Almost nothing you're looking at is older than 1871. Think about that. A great American city, nearly 3 million people, with no colonial quarter, no ancient core. It's as if the past was simply deleted, except in one spot. On Michigan Avenue, wedged between luxury towers, stands a tiny limestone castle, the old Chicago Water Tower. It looks charmingly out of place. It is, in fact, a survivor, one of the only public buildings left standing when everything around it, for miles, turned to ash in a single night. So what happened here in 1871? How does a city of 300,000 people simply vanish, and why did it come back stronger? Hold on, we're going back to find out. Destination? Chicago, October 8th, 1871. The driest night of the deadliest year. It's October 8th, 1871, and Chicago is the fastest growing city on Earth, a muddy trading post that exploded into a metropolis of 300,000 people in barely 40 years. And nearly all of it is built of wood. Wooden houses, wooden warehouses, wooden sidewalks, even the streets are paved with pine blocks. Chicago, essentially, is a beautifully arranged stack of kindling. Now add the weather. Barely an inch of rain has fallen since July. There have been 20 fires in the past week alone, and the firemen are shattered. They battled a huge blaze just the night before. Then, around 9 p.m, in a small barn behind the O'Leary family cottage on DeCoven Street, something sparks. You've heard the legend, Mrs. Parks. O'Leary's cow kicking over a lantern. Here's the truth. Decades later, a reporter admitted he invented the cow to sell newspapers. The real cause? Nobody knows. To this day. What we do know is the wind. A hot, dry gale out of the southwest grabs the flames and hurls them northeast, straight toward the heart of the city. The fire grows so violent it starts creating its own weather, spinning columns of flame. Survivors called fire devils, flinging burning debris hundreds of yards ahead of the front line. Then it does the impossible. It jumps the Chicago River. Not once, twice, an entire river of water, and the fire simply steps across it. And at 3 a.m, it kills the one thing the city cannot lose, the waterworks. The great pumps fall silent. The hoses go limp. From this moment, Chicago can only run. 100,000 people flee through the burning night, some wading chest deep into the cold of Lake Michigan, holding children above the waves while the entire shoreline glows orange behind them. For 36 hours, it burns. When rain finally falls on the morning of October 10th, around 300 people are dead. 1 in 3 Chicagoans is homeless, and more than 17,000 buildings are simply gone. And here's the twist. History forgot. That very same night, a firestorm annihilated the town of Peshtigo, Wisconsin, killing well over 1,000 people, the deadliest fire in American history, burning while nobody was looking. But Chicago's answer became the legend. The first wagon load of fresh lumber rolled in while the ruins were still smoking. New laws demanded brick and stone, and ambitious young architects poured in from across the world. 14 years later, they raised the home insurance building on a hidden skeleton of steel, 10 stories tall, the world's first skyscraper. And in 1893, the city that had burned to nothing threw a World's Fair so dazzling, they called it the White City. Now for the fun part. Let's see what this stubborn city looks like 300 years from now. Welcome to Chicago, 24th century. The skyline hasn't just grown, it's alive. Kilometer-high towers wrapped in shifting iridescent light ripple along the shoreline like a second aurora. The Chicago River, The one the fire jumped, the one engineers later reversed, now flows beneath transparent sky bridges, while maglev pods trace ribbons of light across the dark water. Air taxis stream between the mega towers like fireflies. Holographic art blooms over the old loop, and out on the lake, floating biodome gardens glow soft green against the night. And look down there, on Michigan Avenue. The little limestone water tower still stands, lovingly preserved under its own crystal dome, a stone survivor dwarfed by giants of light. Because a city that burned to nothing once made itself a promise, never fragile again. 300 years on, Chicago is still keeping it. So, back to today. Next time you see this skyline, remember, every single one of those towers is standing on ashes. And grew anyway. I'm Mira. Subscribe and let's time travel again soon.